On Thanksgiving morning, I hit my goal weight. I lost 42 pounds. 42. My fellow Douglas Adams nerds, you feel me, right? Hi there, and welcome to episode 3 of Yarns and Yarns. And today we're actually going to start with stories first and move into fibers later. But my first story isn't a book, but you notice my nerdy tie-in, 42, the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Okay, Shay, it's not funny if you have to explain it. By the way, if you read my first book, Harp Lessons, you might remember that $42 was the amount that Sarah collected by playing harp for the first time in Central Park. Yeah, I picked that number on purpose. Before I get into my Douglas Adams related story, I just wanted to explain that this episode runs just a little bit long because my boys make an appearance in it. William is a writer and Charlie is an artist, so he's kind of getting into yarns just a little bit, and I'll explain that later. About 6 months ago, I began a ketogenic journey. I was 42 pounds heavier. I was taking up from 4 to 10 medications per day just to combat my severe allergies, including prednisone. And then I also had this weirdly inflamed ankle nobody could explain. And I was half convinced that I was going to develop lung cancer from all the cigarette smoke I inhaled as a child of the 80s. A dear friend, who is also my publisher at Clean Reads, hi Stephanie, she was kind enough to slog through my health woes on Facebook, and she recommended that I watch The Magic Pill. And then start a ketogenic diet. So I did, and it has completely changed my life. So the weight loss has been a bonus, but it has been nice to get rid of the poundage that the steroids put on me. But when I realized that my goal weight should be 130, and that would mean losing 42 pounds, I loved the reference to The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxies. Totally accidental. I'm going to have to reread those books. It's been too long since I've chuckled at Adam Swit. Now I am medication-free, ankle brace-free, and overall I feel better than I ever did as a kid. Not to mention the fact that I can't remember the last time I weighed 130 pounds. High school, maybe? But seriously, this was the easiest weight loss I have ever done. I also thought it was pretty funny that I hit that goal on Thanksgiving morning, of all days. I didn't get to eat turkey on Thanksgiving, but that's not because it isn't keto friendly. It's because we ate out. I have ridiculously picky kids. I mean, ridiculous. And who wants to cook all morning making a fancy meal just to have your kids beg for cheeseburgers instead? But I was satisfied, and I had a keto pumpkin pie waiting for me at home. If you're ever going to eat keto pumpkin pie, just remember, pumpkin is a vegetable. Another fabulous thing that I discovered just this week is that I don't seem to have any more skin allergies either. I've always only been able to wear precious metals, otherwise I get a rash, and the metals had to be really high quality. Obviously, I don't own much jewelry, and the rings that I do have need to be resized. I used to not even be able to wear a regular watch because the metal would give me a rash. So for the last couple of years, I've been borrowing my son's plastic Lego watch. At least I could fix the links myself and resize it. I think hubby might be getting me a new watch for Christmas. When I was wondering about my skin allergies last week, I decided to go out to Walmart and just get a cheap pair of earrings just to see, if I had a problem with them, because normally I would get a rash, almost like a earring infection right here. So I found these to kind of, sort of go with my white gold and black pearl. Yeah, I've been wearing them for a week. I haven't had a problem. Love it. A whole world of jewelry-related possibilities has opened up to me. I can't remember the last time I wore dangly earrings. Alright, enough of that story. Sorry I probably went a little long, but I'm excited to be healthy. Another thing that I'm really excited about is that Lee reviewed The Stone of Kings, and I'm going to link below. If you love great book reviews, you should really check out her YouTube channel. Whether a book grabs her or not, she always reviews it with such infectious enthusiasm. And I took a chance and based on her interest and decided that maybe she'd like to review mine. And I'm so happy I did. What I love about her reviews is that she explains why a book works for her or not. And for a writer that's trying to improve, that kind of information is golden. So thank you so much, Lee, for such a fabulous review. And as a side note, my 10-year-old watched it. He likes your accent. He keeps begging us to take a vacation to Australia one day. But I think he's a little bit more fascinated with the season reversal. So with my mom here for 2 weeks, I kind of had to give up on my goals of winning NaNoWriMo this year. Again. But she's totally worth it. I hadn't seen her in over 2 years. Thought I was going to be able to make it. And it started out great, where I was keeping up with my word count. But then the boys had a snow day, and it just went downhill from there. Literally. All William wanted to do was go sledding down this great hill in the park across the street. Downhill. Then when my mom left, my sister-in-law was going to have the boys out to her farm for 4 days, giving me some fabulous NaNoWriMo catch-up time. But she came down with a bad head cold. So, it looks like I'm going to finish, but next month. I didn't even get to my last mystery book club meeting, let alone read The Lost Order, but my spending time with my mom was totally worth it. I have started next month's read, which is The Steel Kiss by Jeffrey Deaver. I'm about a third of the way through. It's pretty good, but I'm going to have serious misgivings about the next time I get on an escalator. And soon, I'll be starting my annual read of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. I don't remember when I started reading that one every year. Maybe 10 years ago? But of course, last year, I had to go see the movie The Man Who Invented Christmas. My youngest son is named Charlie for Dickens, and I love that the movie speaks to why. He's the kind of writer that I've always aspired to be. I love that Dickens would illustrate the evils of society at the time in an effort to try to change hearts. I also love how the movie goes into the creative process of writing. I think a lot of writers go through almost the exact same thing. I've had characters that wouldn't do what I thought I wanted them to do. Yes, Hannah, I'm talking about you. I doubt that I'd ever be as masterful as Dickens in my writing. But that's not the point. I keep pushing for it. And that's the point, because when I stopped pushing, that's when I failed. Even though I am not going to win at NaNoWriMo this year, I did win something. I went to the kickoff party, where I indeed was a poser, but I won a raffle. It was a copy of this. It's a book called Spinning Silver, and it's by Naomi Novik. I've never heard of this author before, but it looks interesting. It's a spin-off of the Rumpelstiltskin story. Spinning, ha ha ha. Anyway, it's really cool. It's actually even signed by the author, and it says NaNoWriMo 2018 in it, which is pretty cool. So now I'm going to introduce you to William.
Sup?
How old are you, William?
10.
10. And what have you been writing?
I've been working on a novel called Sir Balin Lee Chipmunk from of Chipmunk Kingdom.
Wait. Can you repeat that name a little bit more clearly?
Sir Balin Lee Chipmunk of Chipmunk Kingdom.
Of Chipmunk Kingdom?
Yeah.
What's that about?
It's about a chipmunk in a forest. It's in like the 1200s, and they have so in the first one, they defeated the foxes. They stole the glowing orb of command. Also, before that happened,
Wait, what's the glowing orb of command?
it's like a glowing jelly-looking orb. It's yellow glowing, and it can all the other animals. It can like control the forest. Like whoever has it is like the king of the forest.
So that's why the chipmunks want it?
Yeah, and they decided they want to rule the forest, but in a good way, not like the slaves of the southern states before the Civil War.
Oh, okay. So how did you come up with this idea?
It was actually an assignment I had to do in class. I think it was in like super late August or early September, somewhere around there. And we had to make a small story of our teacher gave us a picture of a chipmunk stealing a Reese's candy bar. I wrote for that. I wrote it in the chipmunk sneaky guy version. It's kind of funny.
But you edited afterwards. Like
yeah, I
you
changed the candy to the orb, and I changed his name and stuff.
That's cool. So what inspires you to write? Like what's influencing this story? Like what kind of things do you like that's influencing this story? Are you drawing a blank? Maybe a little Minecraft?
Yeah, I guess, because it has like swords and arrows and bows and stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah. So, do you think that maybe when you're a little bigger, you'd like to do NaNoWriMo with me one year?
Probably not, because I take a while to write books and stories.
A lot of people do, and that's okay. But it could be a good challenge.
I've been working on this for about a month and a half, so it wouldn't work. And
you know how to finish?
I just barely started.
Well, do you know how you'll be able to finish?
Yeah.
How?
So he's like gonna...
Oh, no. Not the plot. Do you know how you'll get it all written down?
So speaking of that, I already have an illustrator for it.
You do?
Yeah, Chloe from my class, she's really good at drawing, and she agreed to be the illustrator. Ivan wanted to take the job as the publisher or the person who puts it in the cover and types it down, but he said he's not allowed to use computers at his house because he gets abused by his mom. True fact.
It sounds like his mom and my mom would be good friends. Yeah.
And so I still need to find a publisher, but I was gonna ask you if you could do it because
I could be your editor.
Yeah, can you be my editor?
Yes, I could. And if Chloe has trouble with some art, maybe your brother can draw some of it. He's pretty good at art too. Don't you think?
Maybe. I still need to find a publisher.
Do you have any other story ideas?
I've actually already started working on some.
What's it about?
Let me see if I can remember what it is. So if I write like very small, like short stories, like mostly a lot of them are comics. I'm also a comic maker. I like to make funny comics. Like I actually think I have some in my room. Can I go get them?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll pause it.
Okay, bye. Be back in a little bit, my dudes.
So you have a thing for hats too, huh?
Yeah. I looked in my room. I looked everywhere. I looked in my closet. And then I found this. It was from a few months ago. And somehow, I don't know how, it's crazy, but it reminded me that they were all in this black book.
Right.
So, I
Let's
have
see 'em.
some stuff in here.
Well, why don't you just show us your favorites?
Can I show them the list of things I hate?
That's not favorites.
It actually kind of is. But instead of that, I'm gonna show you this stick comics Rampage at Restaurants with Moms, starring my mom, your mom, everybody's mom, and Johnny Appleseed's mom. By me. So the first one is Mayhem at McDonald's. It's where my mom walks into McDonald's. She orders a bunch of food, 3 million cheeseburgers. Okay. And then your mom gives it to her in a cheeseburger launcher, machine gun thing. And then there's one Madness at McAllister's.
That must not be me. It must be a different mom.
Yeah, it's somebody.
I can't eat the burgers at McDonald's.
Eat? Who cares? The second one is Johnny Appleseed's mom chugs applesauce, which I want to do so badly right now. The walls are rumbling. And then a stampede of everybody's mom. Look at it. You are being hypnotized. So then the next one is a full page long. It's Craziness at Culver's.
What's Culver's?
It's that ice cream shop. Remember?
Culver's.
Oh, I thought it was Culver's.
There's a V in there. It's not a B.
Who cares? Because I drew this one in the bus on a field trip.
Oh, okay.
And I asked my friends if they knew any restaurants that started with C for
Oh,
Craziness.
because, we don't frequent Culver's very often, do we?
It's an ice cream store. You torture me! Your mom walks into Culver's. She orders some food. A Mountain Eye ice cream. Okay, follow me. Through the desert. Through the city. Into the bathroom. Through the sewers. And into Candy Crush. Yeet. Or yay, whatever it says. I can't see from over here.
It's kind of hard doing it backwards, isn't it?
The end.
Yay!
Can I show you one of my favorite dances? Do the floss.
Yeah, it's everyone's favorite dance right now. Okay. Michael Jackson. All right.
Wait, that came from Michael Jackson?
I think so. I think I remember him throwing his hat away. Except his was black. He had a black hat.
I didn't
white
throw
socks.
it away. I threw it in this bin without even looking. Score in hockey.
All right, William. Can you say goodbye?
Bye, my dudes. I also have one more thing to tell you.
No, we gotta go.
Asian chicken nuggets and kiwi sauce. I love memes.
That's that. So moving on to fibers. As you can see, this is not my Art Deco hat. This is actually a hat that my stepmom gave me. It's from Ireland, and I love it because it's so nice and warm on these cold Colorado days. But it's I actually found a pattern that's very similar to this one, so I was thinking about making another one in some other colors, but that's down the road. Along with my writing, my knitting fell to the wayside while my mom was here. So this is as far as I've gotten on my Art Deco hat. Just, part of the band. Still have like probably 8 more inches to go. It's going to go all the way around. But, yeah, so that's it. I learned a new stitch for this, and it has a really long acronym. And I like to read it as Slwun Poyif and Slwum Poyib. the stitch is basically a special way of slipping the first stitch so that you get this nice large braided look on the edge. But you can actually see here where I was doing it for a while and then I stopped when my mom was here. So, where's it? Right there. I forgot how to do the slip one weave, and yeah, till I figured it out again. But yeah, oh well. Remember this hat? Yeah, I still haven't added the button yet. I was supposed to make matching fingerless gloves to go with it. That didn't go too well. I tried 3 times, and I keep ending up with extra loops on my needles every time I join in the round, and I don't know why. So I'm not wearing the hat of shame yet, because it means I'm learning, and that's okay, right? Mom and I visited Woolly Works Knit Shop here in the Springs, and I'll link below, and there we found some new yarn for a new pair of these. These are made of cotton, which is not really the warmest. I mean, they're still nice, but the other problem is that they're black, so every time I wear them, people think I've sprained my wrists. I don't know if you could see it, but this is like, these are the gloves. They're kind of a lacy thing. It's crochet, but I'm going to make 2 more pair, and the first pair is going to be for my mom, and she picked this one. It's a superwash merino wool, 100% wool, and the colorway is called chocolate. It's got lots of different shades of brown in it, so I think that'll turn out nice. I hope there's enough for an extra pair for me. But this is the one that I picked for me. It's called Regia, and it's 70% wool, 23% polyamide, and 7% polyester. I think the colorway is called Party, Partie. It's kind of hard to tell, half the label's in German. So, a couple weeks ago, my sister texted me this picture and said I would be the best aunt ever if I could make this for my niece. She's 3, and right now she's all about unicorns and mermaids. So, I am going to be the best aunt ever. So this is what I've got so far. I still need to attach the horn, the unicorn horn, and the little ears and the mane and the fringe on the pockets. And here are the little ears. They're so cute. And the horn, the unicorn horn. She's a pink and purple girl, just after my own heart. Now I know that my brother-in-law's sisters are also the best aunts ever, but that's because they get to spend time with our sweet little niece. I'm half a country away to the west. This little thing's stitched up faster than I ever dreamed it would, but I'm not used to using a chunky yarn, so that was definitely something to get used to. I used this one. It's called it's Cozy Wool. It's by Loops and Threads, and the colorway is actually called Fleece. I stitched up an entire skein in about 20 minutes. Very fast. Maybe it's because my youngest is 8, but this just seems awfully small to me for a scarf. It's got little pockets in it here, and then it's going to have fringe hanging down. But I had my sister double check just to make sure. She's only 3, but it is the right size. Her little arms are going to fit just fine. It's not going to be too short for her arms. So,
I miss this size. They were so little.
I'm also going to be making this for my nephew, and I'm going to be modifying some fingerless gloves to match, and I have a feeling that I'm going to end up making 3, because just like his cousins, my nephew loves Minecraft. Best aunt ever. And in case you were wondering, yes, the creepers are done with intarsia, and speaking of intarsia, no, don't ask how my Weasley sweater's going. That's for another episode. So whilst the boys were not having a blast on their aunt's farm, I scrambled around trying to find something for them to do. And I toted along some projects that I didn't have to think too hard about. And the first was to complete my tricolor to balance out my Union Jack. And as you can see, I don't really care for weaving in ends. And the other project that I wanted to do was to make this rose. This was, obviously still have to put it together and weave in all the ends. But this was suggested by Gypsy Rose, and I love the idea of making a lasting rose for people. And I even got, I found some essential oil for the rose so that it'll smell nice too. So I got one of those, and I think it leaked. It smells good. Yeah, so this one is going to be my white elephant present for this year. I was thinking about making a whole bunch of red, white, and blue roses, and then the next time my boys are out of school, instead of being focused on video games, maybe we could go to a veterans hospital or something like that and hand them out. I think that would be very nice. My final yarn project isn't actually even mine, it's Charlie's. When I showed him my channel after the last episode, he decided he wanted to get involved. He loves drawing, so I think he wants to do some of those portraits that Lee does. So I started to teach him how to crochet. When hubby saw that I was teaching Charlie to crochet, he gave me this funny look until I showed him an interview of Chris Hemsworth, who plays Thor in the Avengers movies. And apparently when he was a kid, he liked to sew and cross-stitch. Point made. But I saw, when I went to the craft store, I found this loopy thread, and it's apparently a very easy way to make blankets and scarves and pillows and all that kind of stuff. You don't need needles or hooks. And so I still think Charlie wants to make those portraits, but this might be a little easier for him to figure out how fibers and yarns are put together to make a project. So he's going to be making a gold and teal blanket. I'm going to introduce you to Charlie.
Hello.
Hey Charlie, can you show us what you're making?
This is the blanket.
Is that the blanket?
Yeah, I just started.
You just started? So how does it put together?
It's like here I'll get like a small piece. So can you zoom in?
I don't know how to zoom in. I haven't learned that part yet.
So what you do is you just get 2 loops, and then you just put one in the middle like this, and then you just put this one inside it.
That's a very good way of showing us,
And then
buddy.
you just keep going to the next one, and you do it, and then you have to do it all the way, and it's gonna be like really big.
Is it going to be big?
Yeah.
Is it going to be a good snuggle blanket for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is it, how are you going to put the colors together? Is it going to be a lot of blue and then a lot of teal, or blue, teal, blue, teal?
Blue, teal, blue.
I'm sorry, teal, gold, teal, gold.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Teal, gold.
Teal, gold, teal, gold. Yeah. Are you excited about that?
Yeah.
Do you still want to learn how to crochet so you can make a portrait?
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of portrait do you want to make?
I don't really know yet.
You don't know yet. Do you want to do a Harry Potter one?
Yeah, actually.
You do?
And this is our puppy.
Oh.
She's really cute.
Alrighty. Are you all done?
Yeah.
Alright. Maybe we'll see you next time. Maybe you'll have your blanket done, right?
Yeah. And by the way, I love Harry Potter, and that's what I'm reading right now. And if you can hear my puppy right now,
Yeah.
he's barking.
That's her barking. She's a barker.
She's
All
so cute.
Alright, Charlie, say goodbye.
Bye.
Here ends episode 3. Thank you so much for watching, and please let me know what you thought in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye.